So a little different coaching video for you today, but I wanted to go over a little bit about what type of training you're doing and why. Okay, so this kind of maybe might seem like a little bit like, why are we even talking about that? Like, we know what we do, right? But I want you to really grasp and have a good understanding of why we program the way we do, why we give you the exercises that we do, and what ultimately we want you to accomplish and you should feel accomplished when you come to these sessions. So, biggest thing is every time you come in, we're focusing on several major movement patterns. All right, so as you can see, you've trained several times, many times, hundreds of times. There's not a lot of focus on like just muscle groups, right? So we're training movements. So you're always going to see some type of pushing movement, right? So a push-up, overhead press. You're going to see the opposite. So a pulling movement, so a TRX row, a chin-up, a dumbbell row, any type of pulling motion that balances out that pushing motion. Those are kind of the major ones for the upper body. Then we're always going to make sure you have some type of hip dominant. Okay, so that would be like that hinging motion, deadlift, swing, single leg deadlift. Okay, so a lot of these things blend together, which I'll touch on here in a little bit as well. But you have your hinge movement, your hip movement. A lot of times single leg things, right? And again, that can blend with the hip movement that I just talked about. But single leg deadlift, lunge, single leg squat, step up, some type of single leg movement, awesome for balance. That's one of the biggest ones. Balance, and it's much more taxing of a movement. So it recruits a lot more muscles, which is always good. And then some type of power movement and some type of core. So the power could be like a box jump, squat jump. It could also be a dumbbell snatch or a kettlebell snatch. Any type of movement where you're like moving fast, whether it's your body or weight. Then the core movement, our philosophy on the core is like more for bracing, okay? Holding your body in certain positions, planking, variations on planks, once in a while sit-ups, but not as much as being able to like hold your own in that position. So that's really, like I said, I just want to give you that fundamental grasp on like what we're doing. So those are kind of the movement patterns that we want to focus on. And here's the deal. Why do you come to train? You want to feel good. You want to look good, right? No shame in that. Everybody wants it. So the movements that we're doing, the exercises that we're doing, everything that we're doing is getting you to that point. Look good, feel good, but to be able to move, to be athletic, to be balanced in your body so we're not overworking certain areas, and ultimately like just building a good body in terms of functionality and health, and like I said, looking good of course, and just feeling good. We don't want to be beating down crazy types of workouts all the time. Obviously, don't get me wrong, we got our crazy workouts, they'll happen, but there's always going to be a balance of, if one day was like lots of high reps, the next day or 2 days later when you would come back might be more strength. So there's quite a blend. And I just want to, again, reiterate all of this stuff so you know that's why we're doing this. Big picture, creating a balanced body that feels good, moves well, looks good. Okay? So again, a little bit different on the coaching standpoint, the coaching front for this week's video, but I want you to get a sense of why we're doing what we're doing and how you should feel, right? So if you're wondering like where I should feel this exercise, a lot of exercises you're going to feel it in a lot of places because like I said, we train a lot of movements, not necessarily like just specific muscles. Okay? So just to wrap up, functional, athletic, powerful, balanced, having balance, right? Actually physically having balance, like being able to control your body in space. All of these things, this is what we're going for. This is what we're trying to build for you guys. So there you go. Weekly coaching video, like I said, a little bit different, but just to give you sort of the framework and kind of get inside our crazy heads a little bit when we're creating these training programs for you. So that's all I got for you. I will talk to you in the next one.